Greg, Martha, I've spent months talking to members of Congress and their staff. They tell me these threats target not only the lawmakers, but also their family members and staff. From threatening voicemails,
I will do everything in my power,
to calls for violence posted online, members of Congress on both sides of the aisle are being targeted at record highs. The world watched threats turn to action on January 6th, when insurrectionists stormed their way into the U.S. Capitol. Our Washington News Bureau obtained data from the U.S. Capitol Police Department showing threats against lawmakers have been increasing every year for the past 5 years in emails, social media, and phone calls.
Tell that stupid
There was an explosion of cases reported in just the first 70 days of this year, with more than 4,100 reported threats to Capitol Police alone.
Everyone is concerned about personal security and security for staff.
Georgia Congressman Hank Johnson, a Democrat, sat down with me to talk about his personal experience. A Michigan man was sentenced to a year in prison after investigators say he left a threatening voicemail last June, saying, "All you're going to see is me knocking the living expletive out of you. Terrified? You should be." What is that like for you personally?
You can't help but to start to take those kinds of threats seriously.
Investigations have stemmed from here in Central Florida, too. In 2019, a Fruitland Park man was arrested for threatening to kill members of Congress.
Where are we as a culture and a society that we're doing this?
New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew, now a Republican, switched from the Democratic Party in 2019.
You deserve the fate of all traitors.
That political change sparked this threatening voice message left on his home phone line.
I will do everything in my power to ensure that you are deposed, if not dead.
It is not an acceptable way for a civilized, wonderful country like the United States of America to be.
That caller also threatened the congressman and his wife in an op-ed for a local newspaper. He's been charged with harassment for the phone call.
I think more of us should speak out about it.
The lawmakers I spoke with say for them, the solution isn't about adding new permanent security measures, but rather to focus on the messaging, a return to civil discourse.
We can't have a society that devolves into a state of lawlessness.
We all have to tone it down and we can be really strong, really intense, really have a vision for the nation, and yet still not hate other human beings. That's the difference.
And most lawmakers have policies against talking about personal security issues, but dozens of offices do tell me this is a major concern for the members of Congress and for the people who work for them. Live in Washington, Samantha Manning, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.